Welcome back to the Manifest Life podcast. I'm Vienna Corbett, your host, and today we're going to talk about something that hits every single one of us at some point, the hustle culture. And I don't mean boss babe energy hustle culture. I mean the hustle culture that has you feeling like if one more person asks you for something today, you're going to actually go and sit in a car and cry for an hour. The hustle culture that has you believing that there is absolutely no way to success unless you are totally empty in the gas tank and you have to grind it out. Because that's what being in business is, right? Grinding it out, hustling it out, going pedal to the metal every minute of the day. Wrong. And I'm not criticizing you. I'm relating to you. Okay, I live that version and I used to think that success meant always being on, saying yes to every single thing that came into my inbox because I did not want to lose out on a sale. I didn't want to lose a customer. I didn't want to lose my reputation. So I was working late. I was answering emails till midnight. I was doing just one more thing before I went to bed because that's what successful people were doing. I wouldn't even allow myself to enjoy my work because when you're the business owner, you have to be the boss. And the boss meant miserable somehow, busy and never available. I would have friends text me, "Hey, are you available for lunch?" "No, sorry, I'm busy." I would have my family, like, "Hey, we're having this get together. Can you come?" "No, sorry, I'm busy." And you know what it got me? Burnt out, bitter, broke. Yeah, it didn't make me a millionaire. Why? Because I wasn't living how a millionaire would be living. I was living how a stressed, relatively wealthy, grumpy ass biatch would be living. And how are you supposed to build a beautiful business that serves people when nobody wants to be in your energy? How? My energy wasn't just mean, it was desperate. I was desperate for change. I was desperate for more wealth, more. I was desperate to not feel like I was running on a damn hamster wheel every day, desperate to just finally be the boss that I saw on Instagram. The girl who could pick her kids up from school and go to the gym midday and take holidays and work from my laptop on the beach with my husband. I wanted to just, you know, do photo shoots and all the fun things. But here's the thing I had to learn the hard way. When you build a business or a life from desperation, you're only creating more of that energy. It's not the recipe for success. It's the recipe for misery. And if you have built your business strictly on how it will make you money, how it will make you rich, guess what? It's not going to pan out. And why not? Because if you built a business in hopes it's going to bring you wealth instead of how it can serve others and living as though the only reason you built the business is to get wealthy, instead of living as if you already are wealthy. It's so cliche, okay? But if you come from that energy, desperation comes from lack. It's screaming to the universe, I don't have enough. And guess what? The universe listens to everything that you say. You can't manifest abundance if you're rooted in not enoughness. Whatever you're putting out to the universe is a reflection back. So if you're putting out not enoughness, you have not enoughness. Okay. The day I hit my breaking point, I realized this isn't working, like, at all. I wasn't thriving. I was surviving and hardly surviving. And that's when the unhustled lifestyle started for me. I read a book called The Chillpreneur. I believe it's called The Chillpreneur, and I can't remember the author right now. And that at the time when I read it, I didn't quite grasp what the book was saying, but the title stuck in my mind. I wanted to just be chilled the hell out. I was so on. I couldn't pump the brakes. And by the way, unhustled does not mean lazy. It doesn't mean that you stop caring about your business or your goals. But when I read that book, she talked about a life that was aligned. And that's what unhustled means. It means you stop for one damn second to look. Where are you and where do you need to reevaluate? Because how's this hustle life working out for you? Are you happy? Because I wasn't. I want you to take a moment today and I want you to ask yourself a really important question, okay? What actually feels aligned for you right now? Not what's next. Okay, I don't want you to ask what's next, what I should be doing, but what feels good? What would feel good? If you have a hard time answering this, it's okay. I did too. I journaled so many pages. I have journals upon journals and I kept them because I like to go back and read them. But I felt like some days it just poured out of me and other days I was totally stumped on what to say. I was just like, "Dear diary." I had coffee this morning. So just start to ask yourself important questions. Ask yourself these questions. And if you're really stuck on journaling, I created a 60-day transformational journal. It's available on Amazon. I'll put the link in the show notes and I'll save you some stress. It's a journal that I actually created for my own personal journal prompts so that you can just answer the exact questions that I asked myself. I made it very, very simple for you guys. So I'll put that in the show notes for you. But I want you guys to ask yourself very intentional questions. Okay. I had to ask myself questions. And I promise you, getting into alignment is going to take you further in one day than if you force everything in 1 month. Okay. I started to slow down. I said no to things. I said no to what didn't fit, even if it meant not taking every job, not accepting every customer, not accepting every client. I protected my time and I protected my energy because both of those are so important to me. They're precious to me and I want to spend them intentionally. And so do you, because what you're after isn't just wealth, it's freedom. It's intentional ways to spend your time. So, guess what? When I stopped overworking and I started aligning the money, the ideas, the opportunities, they started to show up and very quickly. Some of them showed up in less than 24 hours. I actually remember when I made in 1 month what I had made in the entire year. And I thought, there is something to this. There is something to this way of living. The wild part is I was doing way less and earning way more because I wasn't radiating desperation anymore. I was finally embodying enoughness. I was enough doing what I was doing. I didn't have to burn out. I didn't have to be on all the time, answering emails till midnight. I had changed my schedule. I worked 4 days a week, 11 to 2. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, yeah, that's me. I'm exhausted. I'm trying so hard, but nothing is clicking. Here's what I want you to do tonight. I want you to grab your journal. I'm going to give you a freebie. I'm going to give you some freebie journal prompts right now so that you can just start today. Okay. So if you need to, you can pause me. If you're not, I'm not going anywhere. So you can pause me and I'll be here when you come back. If you're driving, then just come back to this episode. But I want you to sit down in a quiet space and ask yourself an intentional question tonight. I want you to write this down. Get a journal. If you don't have a journal, find a notepad, write it in your phone notes, whatever you want to write it down. But I want you to ask yourself, where am I trying to prove my worth instead of just living it? So where am I trying to prove my worth instead of just living it? So if you need to pause me to answer that, you can, or you can come back to this. The next question is, what would it look like if I stopped forcing everything to happen? So what would it look like if I stopped forcing everything to happen? And the third question is, what would success feel like if it didn't come with pressure attached. What would success feel like if it didn't come with pressure attached? Okay. You might be really surprised how much you're holding on to fear and not alignment, not love, right? You might be really surprised by your answer. I like to go back and answer these again in a little while so I can see how I've changed. So, listen, this is your sign. I want you to pause. A matter of fact, I'm going to give you permission. So if your ego creeps in right now and says, "Hey, you need to be doing or whatever," say, "Oh no, Vienna gave me permission and she's my coach. So I have my permission slip to pause." Okay? I just want you to breathe. Just breathe. Reconnect. Reconnect with the reason that you wanted to start this business. You don't have to earn your peace. You don't have to fight for your worthiness. You just have to realign. Realign your energy with what actually matters. That's what the unhustled life is about. So, if this episode hit you right in the chest, share it. Okay. Tag me. You can tag me on Instagram. Vienna Corbett Official is the Instagram name. And if you're ready to go deeper into this kind of work, my Unhustled 30-day program is open and it's on pre-sale. It's everything that I learned from clawing my way out of burnout and getting into flow. And it's 17 bucks. Yeah, I know. It's 17 bucks. How do I even make money doing this? The thing is I didn't create this program because I wanted to just make money. I created it to serve. The rest is up to the universe. And the universe compensates me for what I do because the work I do to serve. I do to help people who were stuck where I was stuck. And the work I do is a lot less than what I used to do. And the compensation is a lot more. So I will post the link in the show notes for the Unhustled 30-day program. It works. Here's the truth. You do not attract from exhaustion and burnout. You don't. You attract from embodiment, and you don't have to do more to be more. You just have to remember who the hell you are. So I'm excited to see you guys on the next episode of The Manifested Life, and I will catch you on the next one.